In this video, we're going to explore the overall window layout and manipulating windows in our programs, as well as talk about the Find tool in detail. I'm showing you an example here of concrete bending, but this will also apply to Visual Foundation and Visual Plate and ConcreteSection as well. When you start our software, the major components are the menu across the top and some very quick access items in the buttons in the upper left-hand corner. We also have a ribbon, large buttons with graphic icons. The ribbons are organized based on the overall things you try to do in a project, and you can click on them and change them. We have a project manager, which defaults to the left side of the screen. Many of the filtering and data manipulation operations happen in the project manager. We have the main window of the program, which is a tabbed graphic window with text reports. We have a Find tool on the lower portion of the main window. And lastly, we have a project status over on the right-hand side. Now, these are all the default locations. It's very easy to move these windows around. To do that, let's look at the project status. If I hover over the title bar and then press my mouse and drag, I can remove its dock status from the main window and move it anywhere. If you have multiple monitors, you can drag this over to another monitor if you'd like. We can do that with the project status. We can do that with the Find tool. And we can do that with the project manager. And when you do this, you notice you maximize the main window graphic in the background. To place these back onto the main program in their dock state, you simply grab the title bar and drag. And as you do that, you're going to see a set of 4 location buttons appear in the center. And over these buttons, it gives me the option of docking the window in the main window, either on the left, the top, the right, or the bottom. So let's start by docking it on the left. Let's do the same for the Find tool. And when I do that for the Find tool, we have the same 4 locations in the center of the screen, but in addition, I can dock the Find tool and the main window on the left or on the right or on the bottom. Notice how when I'm holding it in this location, the Find tool spans across the entire width of the window. Whereas when I hold it in this location, it's just the width of the main graphic view. Let's put the project status back, and again we can go total height, height of just the graphic view. Let's place it back. Let's do this one on total height. Whenever I hover my mouse over the borders of these windows, a double arrow cursor displays, and I can drag my mouse to resize them. The final thing about these windows I'd like to show you is the auto hide feature. There is a thumbtack in all of these windows, and when I click on that thumbtack, the window disappears and it's in auto hide mode. To get it back, I simply hover my cursor and click on the location where it was hidden. In this case, the project status is there, and when I move off, it disappears again. So all of the windows have this thumbtack that allow you to place windows in auto hide mode. Let's concentrate on the Find tool now. The Find tool is a very powerful tool to locate all of the things in your model. And depending on the window, you will see a list of what's currently available. We're looking at a model view, and we can look at beams because we have beams in this model. And as I select them in the Find tool, they become selected in the graphic view. I can select them by clicking on one, holding down the Shift key, and selecting a sequential list. I can select one, hold the Control key, and select individual ones. And as I do that, then they're selected graphically, but their properties also appear in the project manager, and I can edit values for, say, just these selected things. So a very powerful feature is the selection we can do. these list columns are all sorted based on the way we click the column title. And so if I click on name, currently I'm going from the largest beam, BX006, all the way to the first, 001. Clicking now, it will start at 001 and go to 006. So the lists are sortable. Another important thing about the Find tool is if I double click on an item in a list, it will zoom, your graphic view will zoom to that item. So when I double clicked on beam X003, we see beam X003 is now centered and zoomed in the window. This can be very useful when we look at results. If I switch to the Result View tab, we can see that we have currently beam results and plate results shown. And if I'm interested in knowing where is this maximum result, an easy way to do that is select Beam Forces. Let's sort based on moment. And now we're showing negative moments going from minus 98 all the way up to a positive moment. Let's go back to the negative 98 moment, scrolling to that part of the list, and I'm going to double click on this row. Now we zoom in on the beam that this moment applies to. So very powerful to locate result values graphically by double clicking in the Find tool. Well, that is a quick summary then of the main windows in our products and how you can use them effectively.